important that no civilians were harmed in this operation. And as I said, we do believe Israel.
How do you know that?
There have been no reports of civilians who have been harmed in this operation.
Can I follow up on this, please?
Go ahead, Said.
Actually, on both points, but on this particular one, I mean, Israel occupies the whole West Bank. They are under their control. They don't need to disguise themselves as medics and go into a hospital and kill people, which you called non-civilians. They are actually civilians, but that's beside the point.
So that is very much. But hold on.
Just allow me just to follow up.
But before you call someone a civilian that Israel has said is a member of Hamas, I need to put on the record that is very much a question that's in dispute.
There are civilian members of Hamas. It's a political organization. I mean, you may disagree with their politics, but that does not make them militant.
I would very much disagree with that. Said, they're a terrorist organization, as have been designated by the United States of America.
But that's an accusation of the occupier, a military occupier. They are making the accusation. I want to ask you, is that a conduct befitting a state or a group of gangsters to go in and kill people, assassinate them as they sat in their bed? Is that the conduct of the state? Will the United States ever do something like this under similar circumstances?
Said, I am going to first of all note for the record, because it is important to note for the record, that Hamas is a brutal terrorist organization that carried out the brutal murder of 1,200 people on October 7th, and there are members of Hamas, and there are members of Hamas in the West Bank.
Right.
And in addition to carrying out the brutal murder of 1,200 people on October 7th, has hid behind civilians in Gaza and been responsible for the death of many, many Palestinian civilians who they use as human shields. So before we talk about the people who died in this operation, I think it's important to talk about who Hamas is. And it is not a political organization, Hamas. It is a terrorist organization that has carried out terrorist acts to kill civilians, and has said it wants to continue to carry out those terrorist acts over and over again. And that context is important because Israel has the right to carry out anti-terrorism operations to bring members of Hamas to justice. But as I said, we want them to be carried out in full, Said, let me finish, in full compliance with international humanitarian law.